Yoshi's broken in
Sorry,
PAL.
man.
Yoshi is broken in PAL.
Nebby's not winning. Waluigi's not coming to Smash Ultimate.
Just ruining my dreams.
I'm just trying to be realistic here.
I really...
I'm on like four, not even 4 hours of sleep. I'm on like 2.5 hours of sleep.
You don't have time to sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
I say as I look at... Rishi has just had Kids Baking Championship playing the entire time.
On the back.
And this kid is making
he's
some
struggling,
wicked
dude.
fondant right now.
He is struggling.
Yeah, he's not...
Oh,
no! It ripped! Oh, God.
He's shaking his head.
He's sugarcoat.
He's
okay.
All right, we're good.
Good podcasting.
Anyways.
Good podcasting. Hey guys, welcome back to Analog, episode 18, where we've only been gone for 1% of the time that PPMD has.
So only 100 more 17 episodes worth of time.
Right, because we'll take a 2-week break every 17 episodes, and then after those many, we'll have been away as long as PPMD has now.
You lost me.
In 1,700 episodes, our break time will equal
Our
the
aggregate break time
will equal the amount of time that PPMD has been gone now.
At which point, PPMD will have been gone for like how many years?
Like 35.
This is math I was not prepared to walk into for today's episode.
Yeah, that's
on a very limited number of hours of sleep today.
Yeah, because you just got back from SmashCon, right?
Yeah.
Congrats on SmashCon. You got 7th.
Thanks.
That's great. That's your second major top 8, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first being Flatiron earlier this year.
Yeah.
And this is definitely the bigger tournament, bigger run.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But we also have to talk about EVO. Oh
yeah, man. What a 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What a 2 weeks that we were not talking about anything. And here we are.
I'm going to adjust the camera. It's fine.
Here we are.
Ignore me, viewers. We got to get back in the swing of things.
Ready to talk about everything that happened. Oh, man. Where did we leave off? We left off with Bobby Scar diagnosing the Melee community.
Do we want to talk about Scar versus Fendy first?
Of course.
That was really sad. I spent the entire time... I was at the suite.
Yep,
and I spent the entire time talking to
I remember, I saw.
a 50-year-old woman from Arizona.
Yeah, what was she doing there?
She's super sick. Her name is Denise, and her son plays Melee. And she plays Melee, and at EVO 2016, she beat a guy purely by Marth F smashing. And using up B once.
So she's the second coming of Azin.
Yeah, actually.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think Azin may have just... Azin's probably lying unconscious somewhere.
Yeah,
and
she took his abilities.
Yeah, one day she felt a shock, and suddenly
was her son there, or was she just like
Sora and Ventus in Kingdom Hearts?
Was her son at the suite?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I have played him before, I think, because his tag was familiar. I think I beat him. Yeah, but
there was a fun group of people in that suite up there.
I could tell pretty immediately that things were not going to go the way I wanted them to with Fendy.
Yeah.
He was not playing well from the very beginning. I was also playing friendlies with him earlier that day.
Yeah.
And Fendy was not playing well.
So I played friendlies with Scar the night before.
Uh-huh.
To give him that Green Marth warm-up.
I hate you. Why would you do that? I'm so mad.
He asked to play. I wasn't going to say no. I wanted to keep playing.
Warm up Fendy instead.
Fendy didn't ask me to play. I've been playing with Zane for an hour. And Zane was like, all right, I'm sick. I want to go to bed. And my room's in the Luxor. And I was like, well, that's where Scar is. And he wanted to play. So I guess I'll chaperone you back to your hotel and then play with Scar. And you know what Scar had on the setup that he was playing? It was a computer setup. He had Uncle Punch training mode up on there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
It wasn't his setup, but he was aware of the benefits of...
That's pretty cool.
Of, as he says, being Uncle Punched out of your mind. Which I've been saying all weekend.
It's like dweened out of your mind. I say that a lot too. There were a few moments in the Scar Fendy match where Fendy just up tilted in place like 3 times in a row.
That's the matchup,
which is
man.
what my Marth does. But it was sad to see. It was just like Scar literally jumping around Fendy while Fendy would up tilt 3 times in a row. And Fendy's capable of moving very fast sometimes.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
I was very sad.
And, you know, on the couch after that match, later on commentary, Fendy was saying, like, you know, Scar's got a legacy. He's like he used to be a top, whatever level player. It makes sense. I was like, Fendy, I think that's all Scar wanted you to say.
Yeah, based on what Scar said on our podcast, I think that is all that he wanted.
All it took was like a month of social media blow-ups and $5,000 donated to charity. So let's go, everyone who donated.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Anyways, we don't need to talk about that anymore because a lot more interesting things happened at EVO,
such as Fendy's match against Batman, where Hugo handed the controller to Vish.
Oh, I did see that. That was really funny.
Vish started bodying Fendy, got Falcon to a 3-1 lead against Fendy, handed the controller back to Hugo, and Hugo couldn't win the game.
Yep, that was really good.
He's a top 15 player, man. A top 15 player can't pick a high tier and beat an unranked player with a 3-1 lead. Hugo, what are you doing?
I feel confident that I could beat pretty much any of Hugo's secondary. I'm like pretty maybe I'm not trying to start another.
I was gonna say
another money match.
We're walking dangerously close.
I don't know about Hugo's Sheik. I hear his Sheik is
the only other character he put any time into.
Yeah,
but basically.
But I feel pretty confident that I could do fairly well. I feel like I could beat Hugo in an Iron Man.
Bold words.
Possibly.
Remember, you had to take 4 stocks off his Samus.
Just go Falcon. That'll get me.
He's pretty good at that matchup, man.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He did really well against Lucky and Poi Pound does earlier this year.
Lucky just knows Hugo's soul inside and out, apparently.
No, Hugo's really good. I don't know. That would be the issue would be taking 4 stocks off his Samus.
The other 4
I think I could do it. I want a money. I want a Iron
Your
Man.
Move, Hugo.
I want an Iron Man Hugo.
Your move.
Next time we play.
Next week on Analog.
Get Hugo.
Yeah.
Fly him out. Imagine when we have the money to fly people out.
I know.
Never.
Patreon.com/analogcast.
Okay, but anyways, EVO. Leffen fucking won EVO, dude.
Yeah, man.
We just talked about Fendy for 6 minutes when Leffen won EVO.
Yeah, Leffen won EVO.
Leffen destroyed EVO and Swedish beat our ball.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Dude, Melee's entering a new era.
And you beat M2K.
Yeah, that's right.
Which I was the least surprised about. Actually, no. I was the least surprised about Leffen winning.
Yeah, that's not that surprising.
I
was just happy that he played at Leffen levels all weekend.
Before I watched Top 8 with Tafo and some other Jackzilla and Hugo and Journey. And Tafo asked everyone who do you think's gonna win? And I said my heart says Leffen, but my brain says Hungrybox. But my heart was right.
Mm-hmm. Leffen broke the streak that HBox had against him.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm very happy I think one of the biggest winners of this weekend was Anok, because Anok's blurb.
Let's go, Anok.
Anok's blurb for Leffen was just the hero's journey. Every hero's journey has its obstacle, and for Leffen, it's a goofy pink puffball wearing a green headband.
Yeah, and he overcame it and won the tournament.
So it actually worked out really well.
Not only did he win the tournament, but he halted Armada's claim to the greatest losers run of all time.
It is still up there with greatest loser run. It certainly is,
but not winning the tournament is quite a
dampener on it.
Exactly.
Yeah. If he had taken one set off of Leffen even and then lost, I think it could be in contention against Mango.
It's just that Mango won the tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
At pound 3 for anyone who's out of the loop.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even so, obviously the caliber of play for Armada to make it through that many players now is much harder.
Yeah,
it's just how it sounds from a narrative perspective when we're talking about greatest losers runs of all time.
So this was something else Tafo said, because Tafo and I were just talking the entire time, during Top 8. But he said after the Armada HBox set, which let's be clear was actually the best set of Top 8 in terms of most exciting.
Yeah, a lot of them were blowouts.
Yeah, they were pretty much all blowouts except for that. It was that, and then the Mango one was semi-competitive.
Yeah.
And Plup Bluffin was... anyways, after that set, Tafo said, I think that if Armada, both of these people are going to be too worn out if they go past this point to continue, like to beat Leffen.
To beat Leffen and Brands,
and then Hugo was like, that's bullshit. Because Armada, he's known for wearing out,
for petering out,
and Hungrybox, that's what everyone knows him for. Is after a long gameplay, he just inevitably chokes all the time. That's why he's called Chokebox. I was like, you know what, Hugo, you're totally right. That was such a stupid thing for Tapo to say.
Yeah,
those are the two least likely players to burn out in the entire world.
Good point, Hugo. Yeah, no kidding.
And I don't think Armada did burn out. I think Plup. I mean, obviously Plup had a panic attack, which is really sad, and I'm really happy that he's seeing professional help for that.
And I'm really happy that he has a team whose owner is so caring about its players.
Yes, absolutely. So that was sort of a walkover, but I don't think Armada looked bad against Leffen per se.
Leffen was just
better.
Yeah,
in every way.
He was just playing better.
He was just the better player. It was crazy.
I mean, the way he was calling out Armada's drifts when Armada switched to Peach, Armada came down and Leffen just called out exactly where he was going with an up smash and killed him.
Yeah. And that was so. Have you ever seen the Kenicky did this really, really interesting video? It was technically on Plup versus HBox for the year, but one of the things that was in it was an analysis of the ways...
Oh, yeah, how they get kills.
Yeah, that Leffen and Plup get their kills on HBox. Yeah, I think we have.
Yeah.
And it's about how Leffen gets up smashes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that he's really,
Plup
really good at.
gets the up airs, Mango gets the back airs.
Yeah, exactly. So, or Mango gets forward smashes too, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think Leffen's up smashes were really, really, really on point.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, and I think we can talk about this more when we get to Super SmashCon, but the other thing that was really notable the entire weekend is that Hungrybox was not hitting his smash DI on the up throw up airs.
He tweeted about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying that he feels like he just doesn't know how to do it anymore.
Which is funny because now there is a very easy way to practice it with Uncle Punch's thing.
Looks like Hungrybox needs to
get punched out of his mind.
That's right.
Yeah.
Uncle punched out the wazoo, man.
Some other people might interpret that another way.
Yeah, I guess. Interpret that as you will.
Talk about that with SmashCon.
Yeah, we'll get to that. EVO, though, man. Wacky tournament. I have the bracket pulled up, so let's take a look.
I think if Leffen had not won, it would have been a pretty lame top 8, because it was a pretty lame top 8.
Except for Leffen.
Yeah. The fact that he won. Oh, and Wizzy Armada was cool, too. Wizzy Armada was pretty cool. Or, sorry, Wizzy HBox is what I meant to say.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Wizzy HBox was cool.
Yeah. S2J Armada was less interesting.
Still it was almost interesting. Yeah. Anoke gave me 7-1 odds on that match.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he made money. He made $5. Actually, I think I still need to Venmo him that, but I would have made 35 if Johnny had won.
Wow.
Yeah.
You bet against Armada? Man. What's wrong with you?
7-1 odds.
Yeah. Man, crazy stuff happened at this tournament. Yoshi Amsa got what, like 33rd?
Yep.
Top 48.
Yep.
Yeah, he got 33rd. I think
Hugo beat Kalindi. That's crazy.
Axe got 25th. Hugo. Oh, he did?
Yeah. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
It's like the only time he's ever beaten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kalindi's been having some question marks around his competing recently. And, and just Melee full-time in general.
Oh, really?
I mean, he's gone on some rants on his stream recently. I've talked about his stream before and how much I like it. But he's definitely been a little frustrated with streaming recently because he puts out really good videos and he gets flamed a lot for it through the YouTube comments. Also, for the record, like the most toxic mainstream place on the internet is YouTube comments.
Wait, he gets flamed for his videos?
Yeah, just like the way that his videos are. I think sometimes they're like not edited, so it might be like a couple minutes of him trying to execute something.
Oh.
I don't know, like little things where people could, like, you could skip around. Like, he's just doing it because he wants to. Right?
That makes sense. Yeah, I know Fiction was also complaining about how
I saw the views.
That was super stupid.
Yeah, but Kalini's getting the views. He's just not getting positive reception he wanted.
Oh, interesting.
But I know he's like planning on resuming school in a couple of months or like a couple of weeks, and he's excited for that. So I don't know. Sometimes it just takes like another thing happening in your life to kind of put your mindset back into shape. So I don't know.
I love those Fox Privilege videos. I kept yelling during the Armada versus HBox set. I was actually it was really annoying because Armada kept, what he would do is he would force HBox to shield with a jab or something, and then he would do a full hop landing bear. I was like, haven't you watched Fox Privilege? That's supposed to be an up air. That'll shield poke.
Yeah.
And it never shield poked with the bear, but the up air, it was, Tafo and I were again. But Armada won.
Yeah,
so, you know. What do I know?
One of the other crazier things that happened in this bracket is that both Yoshi Amsa and Axe lost to Kobol. Colin is crazy, man.
Colin is crazy. He's so good at low-tier matchups.
Yeah.
That's how he used to be known when he was still a top 20 player.
Yeah.
And, he's been going to less recently, but he was always known as the guy who would destroy any random low tier, and then he just couldn't beat Foxes. He was just horrible at the video.
He lives in a region where he basically farms low tiers. Like, he's got Gatsu there, Wizzy there, he's got Gravy there, so, Falcon.
Well, yeah, he used to at least. He's not in Florida anymore.
Oh, he's in Georgia?
Yeah, he's in Georgia now. But yeah, Drunk Sloth was there, Plup was there. He's amazing at the Samus matchups.
Yeah.
So... yeah, he's really, really good at those low-tier matchups and just really bad at the Fox Ditto.
I asked Axe about this set, or just how he felt like he was playing in general. And he was saying that, like, throughout, as the day went on, he felt like he was getting colder and colder.
Yeah.
And we kind of talked about how at some point you have to make a judgment call on whether or not it's worth it to keep going for the quote-unquote optimal tech if you know that a slight misexecution is going to cost you. Because he said Kobol kept going for the execution test up smashes for the ledge dash. So it's like if Pikachu's ledge dash is not perfect, then up smash just kills you. And you just pulled this up. I forgot. Axe lost to Nintendo in winners. Nintendo came to this tournament to play, beating Ice and Axe in a row.
I was at dinner with Mike on Thursday. Mike being Nintendo. I know top players. It's no big deal. And he was pretty confident he was going to do well at this tournament, or at least as confident as Mike gets. He just is very matter of fact about it. He was like, yeah, this is a really, really good bracket for me. And it was.
Yeah, he's very like systematic in the way he approaches Melee and competing.
Yeah, he had Ice and Axe who both struggle with the matchup a lot.
And for the record, he goes both Marth and Ices now, depending strictly on the matchup. For both Fox and Pikachu, he goes Ice Climbers.
Yep.
He likes Ices versus Fast Fallers, and Ices destroy Pikachu.
Yep.
So I didn't see this, but it was described to me from both parties. Nintendo beats the Pikachu with his Ices. Game 2, Axe switches to Falco.
Yep.
And is getting wobbled on his last stock. And then Nintendo goes for the smash, and Axe Amsa techs it and wins the set, or wins the game off of that, and then loses game 3 with Falco again.
Axe is actually, I don't think people have this picture of him, but he's pretty lab monstery in comparison to
every top player.
Yeah, he practices Amsa techs all the time.
Yeah,
and he specifically practices Amsa tech like momentum canceling, because Pikachu's up B cancels momentum.
Yeah.
So he will practice getting an Amsa tech at like 190, which would usually kill Pikachu just because you still get knocked too far, but then momentum canceling at the right time and and living from it.
He's practiced it out of wobbles too.
Yeah.
So he knows the timing.
Yeah, he's a super lab monster, so
I mean,
it's cool seeing that pay off.
If you follow him on Twitter or see his stream, you know that he is like the first person to do a number of crazy things in Melee.
Yeah, definitely.
Where it's just like, wow, I didn't even know this was possible.
Remember the home run, like carrying sandbag as far as possible?
Yeah.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Nintendo did end up losing to Duck in losers after losing to Wizzy. He felt pretty good about Wizzy when I talked to him. He actually thinks Wizzy's pretty bad at the matchup, which, I don't know, he thinks that.
Well, he also said he's going to start going Marth for Falcon because he's tired of Falcon ICs.
Makes sense, I guess. But then he lost to Duck, and Duck had the other best losers run of this tournament. Easily,
yeah,
along
that's right.
with Armada.
He lost to Fat Goku, which is a big upset
Yeah.
that for some reason I haven't heard people talk about as much as it deserves to be talked about.
Maybe because there were other bigger
Well, I guess that's true.
that happened.
Yeah, there were one or two big upsets at this tournament.
Yeah, but he went into losers in like round
one of round two.
Yeah, round one of round two pools against Fat Goku, and then if you go back to Duck's thing, his losers run involved beating Azel, which no slouch, and
first Dunk.
Okay, first he beat Dunk,
and then Azel.
Then Azel, who is no slouch. Azel's really, really fucking good, and then he beat Amsa, Yoshi Amsa,
which is crazy because he got destroyed last time.
Over Triforce, Nintendude,
who historically has farmed Duck.
He has never beat. He
lost at Big House 2.
Yeah. They were talking about that. This is also when I was at dinner. Duck was also there, and we were talking about Hugo being ranked higher than Duck.
Mm-hmm.
And what Duck said is there anyone who would rather play me than Hugo in the world? Like, who would rather play me than Hugo? And Mike piped up and went, I think I would, actually, because Mike doesn't beat Hugo, and Duck does not beat Mike. Yeah. But he got to beat him this tournament.
That's right.
Yeah, and then he beat West Balls in the stupidest... So I was sitting there behind the setup for this set. They restarted the match 3 different times.
I heard about this.
Because the first time, West Ball's headphones weren't working.
Yeah.
The second time... This is actually crazy. In the first, 5 seconds of the match, West Balls gets beat out of Shield, and he just turns to Duck and goes, we're on 1.0. Because they were on 1.0. West Balls couldn't SDI out of the upbeat, which is really important in the matchup.
Yes, it is.
And so they restarted, and then the third time, they forgot to put the timer on. And luckily, 15 seconds in, they were both at 18%, so they restarted again.
And yet, you people want to toggle hazards on and off for different stages in Ultimate and a 15-stage rule set.
Okay.
What's wrong with you guys?
Oh, man. I gotta say, I was really happy with my balance, because I did 6 interviews at this tournament, and I felt like I got a pretty good balance of, playing. I wish I would have been able to do more, especially because I had a setup in my room that we used, once. But playing, doing interviews and content, and walking around watching matches, because that's one of the most fun parts of majors too.
Yeah,
is once you're at a tournament, just walking around, and every match is a match that even if it's not good, because you're watching it in person, it's so much fun.
Yeah, especially at EVO, where even if there's nothing interesting going on in Melee, you take 5 steps in a different direction, you see another fighting game.
Yeah, exactly. It's so sick.
And after brackets done for Melee on Saturday, the rest of the day, you're just we can just decompress, and then there's top 8 for every game that's not on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then obviously we had the Scar Fendy suite to go to as well on Saturday night.
I love EVO.
Same.
I'm a huge EVO fan.
Same. Also a big EVO fan. It's a sick event.
Prague told me, I talked to Prague in an interview, and he was like, I wouldn't be surprised if this were Melee's last year at EVO, which is probably the biggest...
All right.
thing. I didn't really believe it would be its last year, but Prague saying it is the one thing where I'm like, okay.
So Dragon Ball FighterZ peaked at 250k viewers.
Yeah, I know. And
Melee peaked at 200k viewers with a middle of the day slot.
Yeah.
Street Fighter peaked at 170.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have anything more to say about that. I mean,
no, it shouldn't be our last year. It absolutely shouldn't be.
Sometimes dumb people are in charge and make bad decisions.
Mr. Wizard doesn't listen to our podcast. You can just say it's him.
All I'm saying is that sometimes dumb people are in charge of things and they make dumb decisions.
I agree. Shoutouts to Omarosa.
Topical. By the time this podcast gets released, there'll be 3 other examples that are more relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about you versus M2K or Armada versus Swedish first?
Me versus M2K happened first, so let's talk about that.
It did happen first. Let's talk about that.
So I mean, I was warming up with Zane the night before, Friday night after my round 1 pool. I assumed that I was going to fight Ty first, so I was not like ready to sleep on Ty. Right. Before Me Too King. So I was getting Marth Ditto practice with Zane. They were actually some of the best Marth Dittos Zane and I have had all year.
Really?
Yeah, very early in the year, our Marth Dittos were often sloppy. And then we both got a bit better. And then there was a good stretch of time where he would just body me pretty handily in most of the friendlies that we played. And we haven't played in tournament in a long, long time. I think Genesis was the last time we played in tournament. But based on our friendlies, and we try in our friendlies, like he was pretty much always beating me. This time was like basically even. I felt like we were both making good decisions. We were both like playing neutral and using the right mix-ups, edge guarding properly. It just felt really good. And I felt like, okay, now that we're playing the matchup from a strong baseline, like him being a good player is going to help eradicate some of the bad habits that I have kind of ingrained. And that did happen. I felt like I was playing so much better by the end of the night, especially because I got even better practice afterward playing with Scar. So,
right.
Yeah.
But you didn't even end up playing Ty.
I didn't play Ty.
You ended up playing Mr. F because this was the most brutal. So this was the stupidest pool of all time. This was so poor. This was actually, I don't usually care that much about bad seeding.
Yeah.
But Mr. F, who is Swedish Delight's brother.
Yep.
And a pretty good puff player.
He's like PR'd in New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Or wherever he lives now.
Yeah. Was 4th seed in his pool.
In his round 1 pool.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what ended up happening, so the way the seeding was it was Ty 1st seed, Emmett, the NorCal Now Chic player, 2nd seed, Chango, the puff, 3rd player, and Mr. F 4th seed. Mr. F beats Ty, Tango beats Emmett, and then Emmett, Declan, who is a good friend of mine, had to play Ty to make it out of the pool in 3rd.
Yep.
And yeah, that just fucking, the puffs play each other for winners and losers.
Yep.
So you ended up playing Mr. F instead.
I only saw this like right before I went to bed because I was talking to Mike. Mike and I roomed together, and he was like, "Oh, I thought all the pools were at 8 a.m." I was like, "Oh, I better find out." But I confirmed mine was at 10, and then found out I was not playing Ty because I didn't even look at his pool. I didn't assume that there was going to be anyone there who could upset him.
This was such a dumb pool because Mr. F he's easily a 2nd seed, like easily maybe on the fringe high 3rd seed.
Yeah,
because he's a super old school player and he makes upsets like these not infrequently.
Yeah,
it happens every time he goes to a major. He gets seeded 3rd or some shit, and then he ends up beating
Wins
someone.
His pool,
It's so funny.
I beat him pretty bad though.
I'm sure you did. Yeah, whatever.
Especially since, like in the past month, like 2 months, really, Puff is one of the matchups that I was like, all right, I need to do this matchup better. So I studied it for a bit, and I've been feeling much more confident in it.
That's good. Okay, so you beat Mr. F,
and then I had to fight Mewtwo King.
Yeah.
And like, I was expecting to play Mewtwo King within like 20 minutes because that's what they told us. And then 40 minutes later, I was still warming up with Zane. I tracked someone down. I'm like, when are we playing? They're like, oh, you're going last because Mewtwo King wanted to go last. I'm like, cool. It would have been nice to tell me, there's 2 players in the match.
Yeah.
But it was fine. Zane and I had some good practice. I warmed up against Swedish's Mewtwo King impression in one game. which was he F tilted in place 6 times, then ran all the way across the stage to dash attack or grab. And I was like, this is actually good practice. I got a couple games in with Android, and I was like, all right, I'm feeling good. Like,
now, Mewtwo King was also warmed up because he played Caesar right before this. He was a Marth main. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't remember who he was playing against to warm up in friendlies, but he was definitely fighting a Marth.
Definitely a Marth.
Yeah.
Yep, he definitely found some Marth to play against.
So, I mean, I didn't really have any expectations walking into this set. I figured he would start like Marth or Sheik, and I didn't really put much thought into which one it would be.
Mm-hmm.
The punish game on both is kind of similar, so I was like, whatever, I'm just going to make sure I'm moving nice and my brain is turned on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was. Game 1 was like not that bad. He beat me.
Yep.
Whatever. And then game 2.
Game 2, you go down a little bit.
Yeah.
Going towards the end of the match, you're down actually a pretty significant amount. And then you make a crazy comeback.
Yeah, I got to the point where the only way I was going to win was by making some big plays. So I did. I went for the rising ledge hop dare to intercept the up B.
Yep,
it didn't work because it's really, really hard to hit. But I was like, I have to go for this because this might work. And it didn't. Played neutral a couple more times. I got down smashed away. Mm-hmm. I baited an option from him in the corner, whiff punished him, and then kill confirmed.
Yep.
And then made the comeback.
Then he switches to Sheik.
Yeah.
How do you...
Also, I want to point this out. The commentators were saying that the neutral start, they were confused about what was happening with neutral start. What happened was that Mewtwo King requested to do neutral start and then forgot and down tilted me, and then we had to restart. And then after game 1, he wanted to do a button check. And
well, so
he didn't switch controllers.
He didn't switch controllers. The commentator said at one point he's switching to a Sheik controller, but that's not actually what happened.
Because after game 1, he stayed Marth.
Yeah.
All he wanted to do was fix his shield drops, and I was very adamantly telling him you have 15 seconds. Yeah. I'll let you do this, but I'm quitting out in 15 seconds because I turned on pause and I told him 15 seconds and we're done. To his credit, it took him 5 to 10 seconds.
Yeah, so that's fine.
So that was Battlefield. He wanted to go back to Battlefield. I think he thought about it for a little bit after picking Sheik. Mm-hmm. And I mean, he caught me making a couple mistakes and killed me early for it. And that's what his Sheik is it's you make a mistake, you die for it.
Yeah, he lets down smashes rip at the ledge like no one else.
Yeah, and if I jump into it with no invincibility, I die at 60, which I did.
Which did happen. Yeah. And my heart sank as that happened.
And then I ended up going down another stock. And then I took the next 4 stocks.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Which I didn't realize that it was 4 stocks in a row until someone pointed it out to me afterward. I was just kind of like, all right, I'm down now, but if I just stick to my game plan and execute, then it's gonna work. And he got nervous.
Yeah, definitely.
He started playing antsy, and I kept playing the same.
What goes through your mind when you see him switch to Sheik?
I mean, I figured it was just as likely as any other possibility. I wasn't thinking about it that much beyond my game plan has to change from ABC to XYZ.
Because the commentators say, "Oh, Mewtwo King, I don't know if you want to do this. Rishi's so good against Sheik." That's sort of how I felt too.
I mean, that seems to be the sentiment that I hear from a lot of people. Is they're like, "Oh, once Mewtwo King switched to Sheik, I knew you had it." And that's not what.
No, sir. I felt like you. I felt like shrug when he switched to Sheik. Yeah. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. A lot of people definitely have told me oh, once he switched to Sheik, they knew it was a done deal for me.
Which is bullshit.
No, yeah, it doesn't mean anything. I'm good at both the Marth and the Sheik.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I think you're good at both of them.
And Mewtwo King's also good against Marth as both of those characters.
Exactly.
I mean, it didn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
At that point, it was just my game plan was about as strong versus both characters. I just held on to composure longer at the right moments, I think.
I do think it probably gets to Mewtwo King mentally a bit more when he gets outplayed in the Marth Ditto as opposed to Marth Sheik.
I could see that. There's definitely a lot of issues that have to be rooted in insecurity when you're thinking about switching mains, and that's definitely something that I've had to deal with too. Because it's maybe my Fox would do better here.
Mm-hmm.
And that thought is always rooted in an insecurity in my Marth. Like, I don't want to have to outplay a Marth in the Marth Ditto when I can just go Fox and use tools that might be better suited. Like, I'm sure he had a similar thought process, when he switches to Sheik.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't know. I mean, it's especially risky in a best of 3. And I kind of walked into EVO knowing that I wasn't going to use Fox at all. And, I've been warming up my Fox all year.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that if I was going to go into EVO and place the best I could, my best shot was sticking with the character that's more consistent.
Right.
In the best of 3s.
Yeah, exactly. Best of 3 has such a big impact on that. Well, you end up beating him, and then you play Johnny.
Yeah. Another matchup that I've worked on a lot this year, and that I think I'm pretty good at.
Yeah, I agree.
And I also didn't lose composure against Johnny. Which
you did not.
I was really happy with. Like, you could call it like a heartbreaker of a set, but for me, like, I'm gonna take it as a victory that I went down quite a bit in game 3. Like, he was making a comeback on me.
You went down a stock and 100%.
Yeah, and he was at like 7,
yeah.
Right? Something like that.
Yeah.
And I literally brought it to the last hit.
And then you just did the wrong move.
Yeah, and I talked about this like immediately afterward. If you guys see the clip, I basically combo him from around 0 to 100.
Yep.
And I was so committed to getting the F smash at the end of the combo because I know how to get that F smash. That in the moment, I had already planned on going for F smash, but then I saw that F smash wasn't going to work, and then it was just a war between the part of me that recognized it wasn't going to work versus the rest of me that was convinced that I had to end the combo that way. So there was actually a hesitation, and that's the moment that matters, right? So I actually saw the clip again today, like retweeted somewhere, and I realized exactly why it messed up. It's because after I went for forward air, up air, F smash. After the forward air, I landed on the platform when I wanted to do a double jump up air. And double jump up air would have comboed into up
because
F-smash.
You would have landed further on the platform.
It's just how the timing was going to work. Okay. And also, the up air more likely would have been a tipper. And because I landed on a platform and then up aired, it was a sour spot. So that was like a small thing that I need to now be a little more aware of. But now I know.
Yeah.
And I played well enough to get it that far anyways.
It was a heartbreaker. I had money on you for that one too. So I only lost money this weekend. No, that's fine. You did me proud. That was good. That was good.
Yeah. And then I lost to none.
Yeah, and then you lost to none.
It was a hard switch to make.
Yeah.
Going from Johnny to none.
Yep.
But now
and None was playing pretty fucking good in losers.
Yeah, those are always lessons to learn.
None also actually made sort of a crazy.
Yeah, I just noticed that
to be perfectly honest.
He lost to he got upset.
He lost to Dark Atma.
Another upset no one really talked about, I guess, because there were other upsets to talk about.
But a very reasonable one. One. Also, because None getting upset is not a huge deal. Sometimes.
Yeah,
like
sometimes
less. Yeah.
He beat Rocky, Shroomed, me, and Lucky.
Yep, and then did in losing 9th place.
That's basically as good as Duck's run, right?
I think it's a little bit worse because Duck beat Amsa. I think the Amsa thing. Yeah. It's just the weird thing with Ducks is that his best win is at the very beginning. So yeah. All right. Let's talk about Armada versus Swedish.
Swedish just had to one up me.
Yep. He just had to. Everyone was cheering for Rishi, Green Marth.
Yeah.
And then Swedish just had to steal your limelight.
Honestly, though, like, I've always rooted for Armada against getting upset. I've said this before many times. Like, it's because I want to be the one to upset Armada, right?
Yeah.
But if it had to be someone, like,
you're happy it was James.
Yeah, I can't be upset about it being James because he's so humble about it. Yeah. And, like, he's such a good player. He's so nice to everybody. Like, I'm so glad it didn't go to somebody obnoxious.
So it's so interesting because we talked about this on the podcast. We said who's going to be the next person to upset Armada, and
I wouldn't have guessed Swedish.
No. So I forget who you said. You said like Amsa or some. No, probably.
I said me.
Yeah, and then you said someone else. I forget who. And I was like, no, it's going to be Wizard.
We kind of agreed on Wizzy.
We agreed it was going to be Wizzy probably, and. He was never in, like, I could have seen maybe... I actually think people who said Crush was going to do it are... I don't think Crush was ever that close. He's amazing at the matchup, but he was never good at the Armada matchup.
Yeah.
Which is a different thing.
Yeah.
But Swedish just legitimately played better than him the entire time.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about this set is that I had been talking to Armada about my set with Mewtwo King not too long before he played Swedish, and we were like, yeah, man, switching characters in a best of 3 is not a good look. And what happened?
Yeah.
He switched characters in a best of 3.
So, Swedish, actually, I wanted to do an interview with him after this, but he also had other matches to play, which was, so, and then he had to rest and stuff, and then Sunday, everyone's just busy, so whatever. And I think he was actually more upset on Sunday than I expected him to be. He wasn't that upset, but I think he really wanted to go the distance. So,
a win on Wizzy would have been juicy for him.
A win on Wizzy would have been amazing for him. But he went on the Melee Stats podcast earlier this week.
Oh, that's right. I didn't get a chance to
and
listen to that yet.
He just knew he was going to win, according to him. By game 3. By game 3, he was like, oh, he can't ledge dash. And then he just knew he was going to win. And he said, I went down a stock and I was still just like, I got this. And then I went down another stock and I was still like, no, I'm just going to beat him.
He was spacing his aerials like from center. So if he knows that Armada's not going to ledge dash, what is he going to do? He's going to ledge hop. Or he's going to jump into him somehow.
Yep. But I think that was very evident in the way Swedish played, that he knew he was going to win. He didn't break, which is why everyone else loses. Because I think you can say, too, in the S2J set, like, he outplays Armada until he loses. Absolutely. It's not just him getting lucky. And the Wizzy set, too. Like, the Wizzy set especially. At Summit.
Yeah, I honestly think that the way Armada plays a lot of the time is meant to crack his opponents.
Really?
Yeah, it's not necessarily that the pressure itself is getting to the opponents. It's like
sure.
the way Armada plays.
Sure.
But I think his Fox is not as good at doing that.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. And that's the thing, too, is in those sets against Wizzy and S2J.
It's all Peach.
The only time we've seen the Fox crack someone is Shroomed. And that's because Shroomed chokes.
Yes. He's one of the more susceptible ones to getting cracked by Armada's Fox.
Yeah.
But Swedish is not in that category.
No. Definitely not. Swedish is reestablishing himself as probably one of the best tech chasers in the world. His tech chases came up big.
In retrospect, like through this argument, it does make sense that Swedish would end up being a candidate for beating Armada, except for the fact that it's hard to reach the point where you say like, yes, Swedish is going to make Armada switch off Peach. That's the big hurdle for me.
Really, that's how. Because for me, I feel like Swedish has so much trouble against Fox as a character. Or has, at least, for the past.
I think he's like bit. So, like his peaks are so high and his valleys are so low, and it's just a matter of lining up his peak with fighting Armada.
Yeah,
and a lot of times when you fight a player who's better than you, like you'll play at your peak because the pressure's off.
Yeah, totally.
And Zane has talked about this with me recently, where he's like he feels more pressure to fight players who are going to be upsets over him than he does about players that he's about to upset. And I've definitely been feeling that way too in the past couple weeks, and I'll get into that more when we talk about SmashCon. But I can totally see that being something that worked in Swedish's favor for beating Armada.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Still crazy that he did it.
Of course,
it's
no one else has been able to do it.
It's not actually the biggest upset of all time. Because I was discussing this, we were talking about this. Yeah. Lovage versus Leffen is absolutely a bigger upset. It's just such a big upset that we dismiss it as even having happened.
I think that upset was just
so unrealistic.
I think that upset was just past.
What?
Flipsy over Mango.
Oh,
because Lovage used to be like a top 20 player.
No,
Flipsy is not ranked ever.
That wasn't an upset. Pikachu 942 called it a week ago.
I mean, he literally. I know. I saw. Yeah, I know he did. But if we're talking about upsets by the numbers, Flipsy over Mango has to be the biggest upset of all time.
That's not true. There's other ones. Like,
who?
I mean, like,
has a god ever lost to a player that has never been
I guess
ranked
it's
in the
'cause it's a
top
god.
100?
Well, if you're saying like by the numbers, then like Westballs has his fair share of upsets. Do we just not count it because he always gets upset?
But like the as you go higher in the ranks, it's exponential, right?
Yeah, maybe Flipsy versus Mango.
Congrats, Flipsy. You made the biggest upset of all time in Melee history. Who else? No god has been upset by a non-top 100 player ever.
Except for Mango.
Is
that really true? God, Jesus Christ.
Flipsy teamed up with those 40 hours a week of streaming and Mango's family.
Stop. It was actually JoJo behind the controller. Oh, God. Yeah, but EVO, you know... Oh, the last one thing I want to say about EVO, and this will segue when we get to SmashCon.
Yeah, I have one more thing to say about EVO, too.
Okay, my thing is Lavinji beat Bladewise, and they lost to Dreffin, which, you know...
Notably, he beat Over Triforce.
Yes, he beat Over Triforce, too.
Who I was told he always loses to.
Yes.
Also, this is one of those pools where Armada just got to buy mid-bracket. Let's go, EVO pools.
If you guys haven't watched Lavinji versus Bladewise, it's actually one of the better sets of the entire weekend. Lavinji plays it so cool. So it's Falco Peach, and he does so many cool things. He does jab up smash a lot. He knows how to use forward air against Peach. It's just a really, really, really sick set, and I always like seeing Falco do well.
I haven't seen it. I'll have to check it out.
So I really enjoyed that, and we'll talk more about that. We'll talk more about that with SmashCon, but I wanted to shout out Lavinji, and I also wanted to mention when I said I've been sort of the entire weekend I was talking about how I was annoyed that European OMSA wasn't top 50, and Over has sort of a case for it. Prof has like a win on S2J, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he has.
Yeah.
But despite Over's bracket not going well, I was very impressed with Over's play when I saw it this weekend.
He's good, man.
He's amazing at tech chasing. He is so fucking good at tech chasing.
As someone who has played him with Fox in tournament, he's like ludicrously good at it, especially for a PAL Sheik.
Yeah, no, like I think him and Swedish are probably the two best relative. Like you can put Face Roll and Spark up there too, but you know it's different because they're less good. But
I haven't fought Face Roll in friendlies or tournament, but I've played pretty much every other Sheik with my Fox, and Over's the hardest in terms of tech chasing.
Sorry, I just said Face Roll was less good than Over, which is not true. Face Roll is better than him, but it's different. It's because Face Roll's always been known as a tech chaser.
Over also beat La Luna here.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised by that at all.
Yeah, not super surprising, I guess.
I'm so sorry.
It's still an upset.
Over is better than Face Roll. That is just fucking false. I'm really sad Griffin was not at either of these tournaments.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about him last episode and being like, he's really, really making a breakthrough moment now.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to shine, but maybe.
Oh, I forgot Cactar beat Absent Page. Cactar can just beat anyone at any time.
Yeah, that's just a thing that can happen with him.
Okay, so the last thing I wanted to say on EVO was that I think that the best of 3 versus best of 5 thing is overblown. I do think it makes a difference, mostly due to the fact that Melee players are so primed to play best of 5s, and I think that a lot of Melee players use best of 5s as a crutch for learning their opponents. I think that the results would look almost identical if Melee players were more used to just learning their opponents in best of 3s. I think they're just used to the pacing of a best of 5, and the players who adapt, who prepare better for that type of approach, are placing the same at EVO. That was just a passing thought that I've had, because when I look at the types of players who get upset, I'm like, I can see this person not being quite as prepared for a best of 3 as they could have been, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. No, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense to me. Yeah.
Just something to think about.
Yeah.
So,
cool. All right, we're going to take a quick break, guys, and then we'll be back to talk about SmashCon.
Yeah,
we got a whole nother fucking tournament to talk about.
That's right. You know, we have to talk about the Direct, too. There's a lot of Smash Ultimate news that came out recently that
Okay,
I want to dig into.
We'll have to talk about that,
Yeah.
too. Yeah, I know.
Don't roll your eyes. That's a cool game.
Oh, I'm so happy to talk about Smash Ultimate rule sets with Rishi.
Yeah, let's go. 20 stages coming at you after the break.
Hey guys, Zane here. Pick me for $10 in your fantasy bracket, and I'll try not to disappoint you too bad. Thank you for listening to episode 18 of Analog. We're sorry about the 2 well, no, we're not sorry, because we went to EVO and we had stuff to do, but thank you for bearing with us for our two-week break. We really appreciate it. I know that we said we might be doing stuff at EVO, but we didn't really have time because, Rishi was beating M2K and I was doing interviews, not to self-shill, but I did interviews with Moki, Prague, Duck, Wobbles, SFAT, and PPU, and all 6 of those are on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/epengu if you're interested, or you can just search Epengu because I'm the only one. Not the only Zane, I am the only Epengu. That's my blessing and my curse. I'm also going to be doing interviews at Shine with Westballs and Swedish Delight for First Talk to Swedish about beating Armada. Maybe Chu did some good interviews with him last year about the whole UCF debacle, so, I'll talk to him and talk about not being top 50, and he'll smile and say it's really sad, and then he'll make top 8, as he always does. So, yeah. Sorry about the audio bumps in this episode. That's us putting our glasses of water on the table. I brought my lav mics last week to make the audio better. I hope that worked out well, but my recorder ran out of batteries this week, so I'm going to buy a ton of AA batteries, and it shouldn't happen again, but thanks for bearing with us for this episode while that happened. Thank you for not just bearing with us, but supporting us to our patrons. We love you guys. Matt R., Michael G., Jordan D., Greg S., Pierre A., Sam B., Jake B., Grant Y., Gabe K., and David. Just David. You guys are the best, and the patron-only Discord chat will be happening soon. So if you haven't supported yet and have been considering it, consider more, and then say yes and support us, because we're going to be doing a Discord chat with only patrons sometime in the next week. Keep your eyes peeled on the Discord. Rishi's going to be putting up information about that. Speaking of the Discord, if you have feedback for us or just want to talk to us, annoy us, send us memes, please join the Discord. Anyone can, not patrons, and we love it when you guys do, so hop in there. I think that about does it for everything I have to say. Yeah, we'll have a guest next week, like I said, and that should be fun. Hope you guys have been enjoying the episode. I know it's a long one, and I really hope you've been enjoying it, because it only gets longer from here. We talk about SmashCon, and we talk about the Smash Ultimate rule set, and we even talk about Hungrybox's watch. So if you're interested in that, or not, keep listening. Thanks, guys. I think that's it. Yeah. All right. Bye.
All right, guys, welcome back to part 2 of Analog, episode 18.
It's a whole new tournament.
That's right. 2 majors, 1 episode.
Not ideal. Let's be clear about that. We're not happy that EVO and SmashCon happened back to back.
But, I mean, that's kind of why we had to take a break, really.
Yeah, partially.
Yeah.
I was traveling too, but,
Yeah, I mean, it's been a crazy couple weeks. Finally, a brief recess until Shine. I know there's like a local regional quote unquote in tri-state that's happening, and they're like, you want to come this weekend?
Wait, where? When?
Super Smashed Out. I don't know exactly where.
Oh, is that in Philadelphia?
No, it's like somewhere in New York.
Oh, really?
Somewhere outside the city.
Oh, well, I have a friend visiting.
But I was like, I don't know, because
wait, is that on Saturday?
Yeah. Because I'm tired.
I'm going to have to... I'm supposed to be doing something with Aziz on Saturday, and I've checked with him like 3 times, because Aziz says yes to everything and then flakes on stuff. Oh, yeah. But I had hope, since he had yes 3 times,
In case you guys don't know this about Aziz, he's super flaky.
He's super flaky. But now that you've mentioned that there's a tournament on Saturday, I'm wary.
But it's outside the city. You think he's leaving the city? Does that guy even have a driver's license? Or yeah, there's no way. He's stuck. Until he puts wheels on his box, he's not going anywhere. Box 2.0 coming at you.
Oh, man.
Wheels sold separately.
I'm so annoyed he didn't fucking go to SmashCon after they made a rule set.
Oh, he was there.
I mean,
he just didn't enter. Or he DQ'd himself, rather.
Motherfucker.
I know. Classic hacks. I don't know, man. He even came over and played a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
Is he good again? He told me he's straight degen practicing. I don't know how much I believe it.
I mean, he plays. He plays a lot.
One sec. I'm gonna look something up really quick.
He plays, but
lolking.com.
Oh, you want to see how much League he's been playing? Oh Lord. Oh no. I guarantee you he's been playing League, but I'm also sure he's been playing Melee.
Let's see. SSBM hacks. Got the Twisted Fate skin. Let's see, Aziz. When was your most recent game? He told me about how he's degen grinding Melee recently.
Matches, Diamond 1. Only a 52% win rate. Wow.
There do not seem to be any matches on record. What the hell?
Maybe he wasn't lying to you.
Maybe he really wasn't lying to me. And this time he actually stopped playing for a bit. Holy shit, he hasn't played in hella long. Let's go, Aziz. Let's go.
So what he told me is that the practice he does is like tech skill routines.
Yeah.
And that's what his 1v1 ends up looking like.
Okay.
So he's trying to work on that. But the only way to solve that is to play people.
Right.
And good people, because if he just plays net play all the time, he's not necessarily going to get that practice.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know how we started. Oh, we just got on a weird tangent. Anyways, SmashCon just happened.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to talk about the Direct first. I changed my mind. That happened first, so I want to talk about that
let's talk about the Direct. Let me sip my...
Well, for one thing, this is important for all Smashers, because for one thing, the Direct was announced during Melee Top 8 at EVO.
Uh-huh.
That's a big deal.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. It's just because that was the Smash game that was during Sunday.
I don't mean the fact that it was Melee as opposed to Wii U. I mean the fact that Nintendo is falling in line with like a tradition that other fighting game developers have participated in the past of announcing new content at EVO, and this was just like them dipping their toes into that tradition. That's how I saw it.
I like legit don't. It was an announcement of an announcement, and that it was still done poorly.
But it's like better than not doing anything at EVO.
Yeah,
they had a huge Ultimate demo set up at EVO.
That was cool.
They're like targeting the EVO viewership.
Yeah, okay.
Like that's all promising to me.
Yeah, well, they want their TV deal.
I mean, yeah, but like so far, all the signs have been positive to me.
Hey guys, just brief thing. Even if Melee gets back to EVO, we're not getting Sunday finals next year. I hope you guys know that.
Obviously.
There's literally zero chance.
Yeah. Even if Ultimate doesn't end up as big as we think it will be,
that's gonna be huge.
What Mr. Wiz has said, like that Melee and Smash 4 would just be alternating anyways. Yeah.
Yep.
Which I don't care that much about. Like, that's fine. That's fine with me.
We'll see.
Yeah. But I'm optimistic, man. I mean, you know, that's a cool thing that we always look forward to at EVO for other games, is when stuff gets announced. Freaking Negan getting announced in Tekken.
That was nutty. That was really weird.
Walking Dead x Tekken.
Yeah.
When are we getting Rick and Carl as a duo character in Smash Ultimate?
Oh, God. Carl, don't shoot the gun.
Carl's side B is throwing like pudding at his opponents. Imagine. Or his down B is eating pudding. He can only do it at the ledge.
Oh, God.
It covers all his percent.
It's crazy that The Walking Dead is still a popular show. You ever think about that?
Yeah.
You ever look at TV ratings?
No.
Don't. That's my advice.
But anyways, there was so much stuff in that direct, dude. There was so much more content than I was expecting.
The direct was really cool. It was actually really cool.
They announced like 5 characters.
Did they?
4 or 5. Simon, Richter, Dark Samus, King K. Rool,
yeah, 5,
and Chrom. 5 characters.
Yeah.
Even if 3 of them are Echo characters, that's still awesome.
It's cool that Chrom is a hybrid Echo.
Yeah, that opens up the door for a lot, honestly. Like, for one thing, it means that the Echo characters that have already been announced could potentially be more distinct than we thought.
I don't know about that. We've seen most of their movesets in action.
But it means that there's more there's more degrees of freedom than we thought. Yeah. I mean, not only are the properties of moves being changed, it looks like Chrom didn't have like the same sour spot that Roy has. And honestly, Roy's moveset without that terrible, terrible sour spot is not bad.
No, although I think he's probably going to end up about the same as Roy. He'll be a little better. Yeah, because he has Ike's recovery, which is significantly worse.
It is. Yep.
And it'll definitely be significantly worse in Ultimate, where it looks like ledge snapping is not
harder.
Is
well, not that I could do that anyways, right?
Right. But yeah, it'll not be great.
Regardless, I mean, I'm hyped to have Chrom in that game. I was hoping to have him in Smash 4, so I'm glad he's here now.
Yeah.
The freaking Castlevania characters look broken. It's like it's like if every move was Marth's up smash, but in the air and in any direction.
Yeah, they actually look busted.
Yeah.
It does not look like their moves are slow at all.
They were like, yeah, these moves have long recovery. It's like, good luck whiff punishing a move that goes that far.
Someone did the frame data, and it's like, they're still faster than Shulk. So,
yeah, exactly.
Who is the other highest range character in the game, pretty much. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shulk is just bad, though, so...
It's true.
Yeah. We'll see.
I'm sad Alucard's not in the game. Mm-hmm. It prompted a long Castlevania Wikipedia spree from me.
Oh, yeah.
Really
Have you played any of the games?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. I've played a few.
I need to. Or I need to at least watch like the Netflix series, because I hear that's good.
Yeah, that's produced by the company, one of the companies I work for, actually.
Oh, cool.
Frederator. Yeah, it is good.
I know that company.
Frederator?
They made like cartoons and stuff.
Yeah, they made like Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
Fairly Odd Parents and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good series. Alucard is a very good character.
Mm-hmm.
I like Alucard a lot. But so I'm sad he's not actually a playable character and is an assist trophy.
Yeah.
Did you see that people are theorizing that Waluigi, Waluigi is actually in the game?
Let them have hope, man. You know, if that's what gets you through the day.
We have moved on by this point. No, we know better.
We passed our grief period.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We're in acceptance at this stage. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of all the rule set stuff, because we're going to hit those points over and over again.
Yeah, we can save that for when we don't have a second tournament to talk about.
But I do want to at least say, like, just how cool it is that there's so many options now. I mean, Final Smash Meter, for one thing, just the fact that it's there, even if it's not the mainstream competitive rule set, it's cool. Yeah,
it's definitely cool too for like, I want to just play Street Fighter in Smash with Ryu.
Yes. Yes. If they bring back custom stage builder, I'm gonna have a little no blast zone, no ledges.
Right.
Just stamina mode, Final Smash Meter.
Well, and then we haven't even talked about the most important thing, which is that Luigi is fucking dead.
Yeah, Luigi's dead.
I played a game of Mario Party 2 2 days ago, and played against Luigi, and I were wishing death had been there to take his soul.
Yeah.
That motherfucker. I did everything I could to stop Luigi. I could not stop Luigi. He won because he beat me in the last minigame on complete random luck, and that last minigame determined who got the minigame star.
Well, Luigi is top tier in Mario Party.
He is actually in that game because of Skeleton.
Yeah.
But but I was still annoyed about it.
there are theories now about this whole heroes versus villains narrative, and some people think that Shadow is going to use the Chaos Emeralds to turn back time and revive Mario, Luigi, and Mega Man from death.
Why would he do that though? He's a villain.
I don't know.
I saw that
himself.
I saw that Goku is going to use the Dragon Balls to revive
At this
all of
point,
them.
that would not surprise me. At this point, because like anything, there's so little now that seems out of the realm of possibility.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bandai Namco is working on this game.
Yeah, has Crash been revealed as an assist trophy?
No, he has not.
Okay, he's definitely in the game.
He's got to be in the game,
Right?
I tweeted this like several months ago. If he's in the game, he's going to be a high tier.
Crash?
Yeah, I think he's going to be a high tier.
He has to be in this game, right?
Right?
Like, okay, let me clarify. Bandai Namco working on it means literally nothing.
Oh yeah,
But they're remaking Crash, right? Or they like remastered Crash. So.
yeah, the Insane trilogy, which I think is now on Switch. Also,
yeah, Crash has to be in the game.
Shovel Knight made it in there, man. Shovel Knight is now like just an icon of indie games.
Shovel Knight is the only character to be in 2 platform fighters.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just the fact that, well, okay, platform fighters is one thing, but when one of them is Smash,
Yeah. That's pretty huge.
That's the huge part. Because if you guys missed it, Shovel Knight is the last character being added to Rivals of Ether.
Yeah.
Which is freaking sick. I was in the middle of a tournament match for Smash 4 while that trailer was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just popping off while, like, I was playing Kirby against a Shulk and, like, comboing him with up tilt to 60% while watching the Shovel Knight trailer. That was the highlight of my day.
Here's more random trivia for you. Until Chrom was announced, there was only one character in Smash who had gone from being a non-playable character in Smash to a playable character in Smash. Do you know who it is?
Oh, I can get this if I think about it.
I'm pretty sure this is true. There might be someone else, but I'm pretty sure this is true.
Charizard.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he was in
As
a
a
Pokeball.
Yeah, he was a Pokeball.
Yeah.
But then he became his own character.
That's right.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, I remember because when I was like too young to really understand Smash, and my older sister and cousins would play it, they played on Hyrule Castle and convinced me that they like released the dragon from the castle and it was Charizard. And I could never figure out how to do it.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, Smash Ultimate looks cool. I think it'll be the ultimate Smash game. Smash, he's never going to make another one after this, right?
He has said recently that if there's demand, he's open to it. That man is actually just a crazy person.
I don't think he will. I think
it seems like he wants this game to be so good and appealing to everyone that he never has to.
Yeah, it really does seem that way.
I discovered recently that he developed Meteos. Did you ever play that game?
Yeah, of course.
That game was awesome.
That's what he did as a break after Melee.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was him.
Yeah.
That game was freaking awesome.
Yeah, and the Sakurai is actually very rebellious and hates when people tell him what to do. The reason he left HAL is because they just wanted him to keep making Kirby games that were just and pump them out at an absurd rate.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, fuck that. I want to make a good Kirby game, or I don't want to make a Kirby game at all. And that's why he left HAL.
I'm down with that.
So,
and he made his own company.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yep.
Now he's leading a team of Bandai Namco developers to make Smash Ultimate.
Yep. Anyways, we got to talk about SmashCon.
Yeah.
Because this was almost the opposite of EVO to me in some ways, where EVO had just an absolutely insane top 32 and top 64.
If there's any evidence for best of 3 and best of 5 not making a difference for upsets,
yeah,
this could be.
Yeah, that's true. But so this also had a lot of upsets, but they were the sort of upsets people typically groan about in a lot of ways. People were very, very annoyed about the brackets going in, and then top 8 was crazy.
Okay, here's how I want to frame the discussion on this tournament.
Yeah.
Was this tournament good or bad for Melee?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously.
I think so too. And I think that we were very close to that answer not being good. I think like if a couple things had gone differently, it would have just been a bad tournament for Melee.
I agree.
Because up until top 8, a lot of it was just like really? Like, we don't have SFAT in top 32. How many Foxes are left now? Like, there were actually just, I think, 4 Foxes in top 32.
Why is that bad for Melee, though?
For viewership and interest, especially at an event like SmashCon, where you have a lot of like casual Smash fans and Smash fans from across games who have the opportunity to get interested in Melee. And when you have so many puffs and ICs in bracket, some casual viewers find it really exciting to watch, and I'm all for that. But when you have Amsa versus Jerry in round 1, and every match is going to near time, that's when it gets a little bit rougher.
Poor SFAT. SFAT lost to Mewtwo King and Mango for 17th at EVO.
At EVO, yeah.
And then just could not beat a puff to save his life at SmashCon.
Lost to so Jerry, obviously a story of this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Former Fox main, now DBFZ main with a side of Puff.
Yeah. Beat SFAT and
Ice.
Ice, right? Yeah.
To make it into top 32 winners. Not only did he beat... this is also wrong. SFAT Ryobeat was game 3 in winners. Ryobeat took a game. It's 2-0 in the bracket, but he 2-0'd SFAT in quite the decisive manner.
7 rests in a row.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, what do you say? And I heard, I didn't see it myself, but I heard about this Twitter exchange where Kalindi said that he wanted to be the only fan of Jerry's Puff, and Jerry's response was, "You will be the only fan of my Puff after people see what I do to Amsa tomorrow."
Oh God.
Yeah. And then, I mean, what else happened? Army didn't make it to winners because he lost to his 3rd ICs of the month.
Yes, he is very, very bad at that matchup.
Apparently.
At the Ditto, which I've known since I've told this story before on the podcast, but since I saw DizKid destroy him at that one Mayhem.
Yeah.
He's very bad at the Ditto. Because I don't know. It's just his worst matchup.
But Drunk Sloth also had to be playing well to 2-0 IBDW.
Yeah,
who is
definitely.
Historically very strong against ICs.
And then Army had the losers run of the weekend.
Yeah.
Where he beat someone named
FMB 5K.
Then he beat Heartstrings. Then he beat Over Triforce. So, that's
a close set.
Double Chic. So that's good. But then he beat Rick, Android,
barely,
Ice, and Zane, and then he beat you in top 8.
Yeah.
And then eventually fell game 5 to Pew Pew.
You guys did not see Pew Pew versus Army. Go watch that set and make sure you have plenty of time blocked out to watch it, because you're going to need a solid amount of time.
Yeah, we'll let's leave that for a little bit, because I wanna devote a hefty chunk to Kevin at this tournament.
Yeah.
Other stories, MacD came back, and he did okay. He played you very early.
He did more than okay.
Yeah.
He
beat...
Where did he start?
He beat Toussaint is the biggest thing.
Yes. So he beat Atomisk, which is test number 1.
Yep.
Loses to Absent Pages Chic. Put up a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Beat Toussaint, like you said. That's the story.
Yeah.
Oh, beat Reeve as well.
Cypher, Phoenix, and
Cypher.
Reeve. Yeah.
All game 3. So he grinded his way into top 32.
And then beat Toussaint.
Yeah. And that was his qualifier for top 32. And then he took game 1 against me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is going to be harder than I thought. And honestly, it was. If you guys think MacD is washed, he's not. He's still really good.
He was Mango's go-to peach practice for like 6 months, guys.
I had to grind really hard to win the next 2 games, and then game 4, he just lost composure, and I didn't. And then
sounds like McCain.
That was the end of this set.
Sounds like McCain.
But still, like, I was impressed, and I'd been warming up with Armada for like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But when I sat down, McCain's response was, "Your mistake was warming up with Armada, because now I'm going to catch you off guard with dumb things."
And then 2 friends of the show had very good runs. IBDW, after losing to Drunk Sloth, ended up beating Westballs and losers.
I think he may have had another win before this.
Dr.
No,
Lobster.
he didn't.
No,
okay,
not that big. He beat Westballs,
which was no surprise to me. I would have put money on that if anybody had asked.
Westballs, Kalindi, and then he fell to other friend of the show, Junebug.
Honestly, this is an upset, because IBDW is good against Sheik, and he's borderline a top 30 player, and Junebug is still on the come up, showing people how far he can go. And Junebug started in top 32 winners, so Not only that, he almost 3-0'd Zane.
Yeah.
Zane reversed 3-0'd Junebug in winners round 1.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy for Junebug to get to winners quarters of SmashCon.
Very happy that Zane won, though.
Yeah.
Because the set versus Hungrybox was really, really good. And he almost won.
Yeah, I actually haven't watched it yet, but I will.
Oh, you haven't?
I saw the Phantom Rest.
Oh my god, the Phantom Rest. And game 1 also ends on HBox making a huge comeback with a rest. I mean, it's like a one-stock thing, but you know, he catches him with an up air and then...
Yeah, but for a long time, that was the story of their sets. And that happened for maybe 6 games in a row before Zane took a game.
Yeah.
So this is the closest he's gotten.
He got super duper close.
This is the second and third games he's taken from HBox in tournament.
I saw someone saying on Twitter or on Reddit that this is the best Amartha's done who's against HBox since PewPew.
Okay, I was going to say.
But that's not actually true.
Yeah, because I beat Hungrybox later that year.
Because PewPew had a Game 5 set with Hungrybox at CEO in, I think, 2016.
That sounds right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. No one remembers that. That was a CEO no one cared about, really.
Yeah, no one did care about that CEO. That's true.
Yeah, but this is the best anyone has. This is the best anyone not named PewPew has ever done against Hungrybox with Marth.
Besides when I beat him.
Yes, besides when you beat him on Netplay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you see our really cringy exchange on the Smashies?
No, I only tuned into the Smashies at the very end.
Okay. So he and I presented an award for most improved player to Zane for the Smashies, and we made a joke about Netplay, and it was really cringy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm color me so surprised about that.
Yeah.
You presenting an award with Hungrybox was cringy.
Hey, that's on you, man. That's on you, HBox. That was not me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's my comfort zone.
I'll believe it when I see it.
You should watch it. You tell me who dropped the comedic timing.
Shoutouts to Prince, who is the greatest, my favorite player in the entire world.
Yeah, of any Smash game.
He is my favorite. His Twitter is so funny. I am penis, I am alcohol.
Penis, yeah.
I love that dude. That fucking combo with the red shells and the ray gun.
First try.
Oh my god,
Jesus.
dude. He's so cool.
You guys, if you missed the 64 combo contest, it's one of the best events that any Smash tournament puts on.
Just don't watch the finals of this one. The finals
were anticlimactic.
Pretty anticlimactic.
But I think there's a video on VGBC highlights where it's just like the top 5 combos.
Yeah.
Just watch that. You'll see the red shell combo, and you don't get the context, but he does it on his first freaking try.
Yeah.
Which is ludicrous. And it true combos. It's like a 23-hit combo.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
Prince is cool. He accepted a Smashie as well, and his speech was like, I don't speak English very well. Thank you. And that was it.
I love that dude.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's so sick.
Yeah.
So then before we get into like the real stories of this tournament in top 8 with PPU and stuff, the two other players I wanted to talk about. So most of the people in this top 32 who made upsets is at least like pretty recognizable. You expect them to be there, but there are two players who were big surprises. Now the first is Jaken Shaken, who is a Marth player who beat Kaon and Jerry, and he beat
So he lost to Zane.
But he beat Fizz and San.
Yeah. Those are good wins.
He just had like legitimately some really, really good wins. I really didn't see him play like at all.
I actually didn't realize he lost to Zane in winners.
Yeah, but he had a just legitimately really good run.
He reversed 3-0'd Jerry. I thought it was over.
That's sick.
It was actually game 3 and Jerry had like a solid lead from like 2 stock to 1, and Jaken Shaken just made a comeback.
Yeah,
he's got some stuff, man.
Where's he from? He's Midwest, isn't
Midwest.
He? Right, that's what I thought. And then you 3-0'd him, and then you 3-0'd the player who I actually really want to talk about at this tournament, who is Frenzy.
Okay,
which is Frenzy, Falco player from the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Now Frenzy benefited from Drunk Sloth beating Army, and he 3-0'd Drunk Sloth.
3-2.
Sorry, 3-2. But to get there, he had another upset over Triforce. So, you know, again, another Falco from the UK beating over Triforce. Or from Europe. beating over Triforce. And I want to talk about I do think that we are somewhat underestimating the mid-level talent in Europe right now.
Okay.
And I think that Lavingi and Frenzy are a little bit of a proof of that. And I think that if you look at Amsa in particular's runs at tournaments this year...
Amsa?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just gotten bracket fucked pretty much every single time.
Okay.
Every time he loses. I think Europe in general is actually pretty strong right now. And Lavingi and Frenzy making these runs. Frenzy got 9th at this tournament, right? No.
Yes.
Yeah, he got 9th because you beat him for
top 8.
For top 8. If you look at European players who are coming over, they're doing fairly well. And it's just like Amsa gets seeded to play against Plup at EVO. And then he played really well against Plup at EVO. So I don't know. This is mostly from eye test rather than anything really like...
Did you watch my set with him?
No. Okay. Hey man, it's Marth Falco.
Yeah.
He beat over Triforce.
Yeah, I know. That's good.
And Drunk Sloth.
Beating over Triforce and Drunk Sloth is...
That's really good.
Is good. But it's not like 9th place at a major.
No, he definitely got really lucky because of the dropouts. But what I'm saying is, looking at Frenzy, I think a lot of US viewers, if they were to guess where he would be, would put him at like 25th or 33rd in this tournament. And I think looking at Lavingi, people would have probably put him at like 97th or something, right?
Yeah.
So it's just interesting that 2 tournaments in a row have been these European runs.
Here's how I see it. I don't see it as a European exclusive thing. I see it as like we are underestimating all of the quote-unquote mid-level players. And
that might be true.
And I think there's only a handful of them who end up getting a bracket where they're either in a matchup player or character specific enough that they're fortunate enough to make an upset, or someone else gets upset or forfeits so that they get the opportunity to show what they know how to do. Mm-hmm. So for example, 2 up-and-coming MDVA spacies that I played a little bit this weekend. Mm-hmm. Rhyme, the Fox, is very strong. Mm-hmm. And I think he just ended up like losing to, I want to say Lucky and someone else. So we can just, so he lost to Lucky in winners. And then he
makes
gets
it into losers
into round 2. And then loses to Chillin. That's questionable. I would typically expect Rhyme to take it over Chillin. But again, a lot of times it's like they just don't have the experience to overcome like a breadth of player and character matchups.
Totally.
And who's to say that Frenzy would have done better in this particular bracket? He may have also lost to Chillin here.
Totally. I just think that I think that's probably really true and is part of why I'm thinking that. But I think it probably goes a little bit further for the European mid-level players. Because Frenzy's rank, like Frenzy and Lavingi are not ranked high in Europe either.
Okay.
Like Frenzy's, I think 30 something in Europe, which that's high. But like when we talk about a player who's ranked 30 something in Europe, you don't put them with like the Dark Tooths.
No,
that's not where in my mind that person goes. Yeah. And right now I'm like, oh, maybe that is where that person can be, at least with the right bracket.
I do think there is a difference in how European players train and play as opposed to US players. And that does make a difference in how it shows through in their gameplay.
What's the difference?
Yeah, not to be like overgeneralizing, because obviously I don't know all the specific European regional scenes and how they function, but the way I kind of observe it is it seems to me like the ability to constantly play against a large variety of players is pretty limited for the most part. Mm-hmm. So I see a lot of European players end up labbing out more than US players.
You're thinking about like the Setchis and the
Setchi. Yeah, and even when you watch players like Triff and Over and even Armada and Leffen, like at some point it becomes more beneficial for them to just keep labbing out and optimizing as much as they can. Yeah. Rather than fighting the same handful of players over and over. Whereas in the US, even if you don't have the means to travel, there's a lot more options through net play because the regions are also tightly packed. Mm-hmm.
But still, like, the other thing I'm saying too, so, I mean, this is also, Ja Raiden is ranked 25th in Europe, and Ja Raiden has had his share of good and bad showings, where he's been doing really well in NorCal. He's did very, very well at the tournament right before EVO. He got second and only lost to Ko in the end. Well, he lost really early and then lost to Ko in grand finals, but beat like SK92, who, if you've never seen SK92 versus Luigi Kid, that's a very legendary set that you should definitely go watch. Frenzy is ranked 35th, but then also there's a player like Zork who's 24th, and Zork, the same thing happened at Genesis a year ago. I just think that we probably, the way that we think of these players, like, meant just the way we conceive of them as the translation to where they are in the US ranking, in the world rankings, is probably actually a little lower than it should be.
It's probably true.
I think.
That's what we mean when we talk about, or when we historically have talked about West Coast bias when it comes to rankings. Yeah, it's not so much West Coast bias; it's more so exposure bias, where the players that we are exposed to or more familiar with, we feel more comfortable placing them. And if we see like a player that we know in the US have a bad placing, it's like whatever, like we know that they're good. If we see a player from Europe have a bad placing, it's like they must just not be as good, because that's all we see of them.
Yeah. The two players that I really want to see from EU come to the US they're right next to each other. It's Nebby, formerly known as Avalancer, and Mahi. Mahi, for those of you who don't know, has been playing for forever. He's a Twitch monster. You've definitely seen him in Twitch before, but he recently made a jump up the rankings to like number 11.
Yeah, he's active in the Marth Discord.
Yeah,
as well.
he's super well spoken, a really, really nice guy. He does lab things out. He's a really smart player. He plays Fox too. He's a Marth Fox. He has a Fox secondary, but he jumped up to 11 recently and is now he's the best player in France now. And I really want to see him come, because the last time he came to the US, he was sick and had to drop out of the tournament he was in, which I think was Genesis. And then Nebby is the first Yoshi to ever take a game off Armada. And is amazing, and like had a huge, ridiculous run a month ago or so where he beat Ice to win a tournament, and he's beaten Over a bunch of times. And he's just really, really fucking good. And I'm a little scared of what the nerf in PAL or in an NTSC would do to him, because Yoshi's a lot better in PAL.
We've been saying it's the year of Yoshi, man.
I think I'm gonna go home and start a GoFundMe to get Nebby to the US. I think he would make a huge run. Like, I really think Nebby could really turn some heads.
The thing is, for a lot of players, not just European players, but up and coming US players as well, in almost every case, it takes more than just one tournament, because they need to keep getting exposure.
Yeah, exactly.
And they need to keep getting experience against a variety of top-level players.
Which is why it's so frustrating. You guys should watch EU tournaments, by the way. This is the thing, too. It's one of the reasons I'm talking about this is, I used to see an EU tournament on, and I would be like, and I don't mean beast. I mean like a regional size thing. I'd be like, whatever. Yeah. And then I started watching them recently, because I just don't always get to choose what I get to watch. It's just what's on when I have free time. It's like, God, these players are really fucking good. And the meta it's really refreshing. Yeah. Even if PAL is the worst, which it is. Yes. It's just really refreshing to watch a meta where like the best really active players are like Sheiks and Peaches and a Yoshi. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
Cool. So that was my little rant about like, European players.
To bring it back to Frenzy.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the cases where he did have like essentially one shot, and he took his shot.
He had to beat Over too. Oh, you mean like one tournament? Yeah, he did.
I'm saying like he very easily could have just not been on anyone's radar. Yeah. And the two realistic upsets that he had to make, he made them. Yeah. So I mean, like,
him versus you was never realistic. Obviously, there's no chance.
I mean,
Rishi got 7th at SmashCon.
I didn't know
he was on fire.
I didn't know anything about him. I was. You can ask other top players. I was like asking about him because I wasn't sure. So I was not sleeping on this guy. Yeah. But the set itself was kind of rough.
Did he play like very aggressive?
I mean, somewhat. I mean, he just got killed a lot really fast.
Yeah, makes sense.
It was like what you would expect from like a. It's like what people imagine Falco looks like versus Marth. You know what I mean?
It's probably what he thinks of Falco versus Marth as. It's what all Falco players think of Falco versus Marth as.
The first thing he said after the set was like, "Why are you so much harder than Mewtwo King?" I was like, "Well, I didn't say this, but now it's a better story if I say that I beat Mewtwo King, so I must be better, right?"
That's interesting. I think it would make sense why you're. I don't know how much Mewtwo King plays into someone's skill level.
Oh, not at all. He does the same thing.
Right? Exactly.
No matter who he's playing.
But you play him and you're like, oh, this is like a Falco who doesn't quite have his footing in the matchup, so I'm going to kill him at 60.
Basically.
Right?
Sorry,
guys. Good podcasting.
But yeah, I mean, again, like, he put his name on the map. He beat 2 top 100 players.
Yeah.
Yeah. All he has to do is keep fighting, keep competing.
So what we're really saying is watch Air.
Yeah, which is this weekend.
Yeah, that's actually what we should. We were talking about the regional in New York. Air is gonna be fucking sick, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Air is such a fun tournament every year. I'm so excited.
I'm a little bummed that a lot of people, including myself, are opting out because of
Shine is right.
Yeah,
and
tournament
burnout. Yeah.
But
it'll
it'll still be sick.
And honestly, I'm fine with Air being like a mostly European event.
Yeah.
It'll be cool. Let's go Nebby. I want to see Nebby win the tournament.
I just hope people watch.
Nebby and Mahi. That's who I'm rooting for.
Nebby's not going to win the tournament. Armada's going, man. Sorry.
So, Nebby took a game off him. Yoshi's broken in PAL.
Man.
Yoshi is broken in PAL.
Nebby's not winning. Waluigi's not coming to Smash Ultimate.
Just ruining my dreams.
I'm just trying to be realistic here.
I really...
I'm on like four, not even 4 hours of sleep. I'm on like 2.5 hours of sleep.
You don't have time to sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
I say as I look at Rishi has just had kids baking championship playing the entire time
on the back,
and this kid is making some
struggling,
wicked fondant right now.
He is struggling.
Yeah, he's not.
Oh,
no, it ripped. Oh god,
he's shaking his head.
He's sugar.
He's
okay.
Right, we're good.
Good podcasting.
Anyways.
Good podcasting.
You can see it in the reflection of my glasses, maybe.
Okay, top 8.
Anyway,
top 8.
Did we really cover everything?
Yeah, I don't know. Vortex beat a Falco.
I was gonna come back to this point, where I was talking about what Zane said, where like you play better against people who you're gonna maybe upset and worse against people who might upset you.
Yeah.
My set with Uncle Mojo.
Yeah.
Was very sloppy.
Like you were feeling... Yep.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
And I think it was a little sloppy from him, too. Because he was probably just at the point where, like, making an upset is a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I was definitely walking into this set a little bit nervous because I know how good he is. Mm-hmm. And he and I have played...
And he has a lot of Marth practice,
too. Living in Texas.
Yeah.
And I've played him before at CEO Dreamland, which was a while back. But that set was also really close. Ironically, both sets went the exact same way, where every game is last stock until the final game on Stadium where I 2-stock him. Both sets ended in the same way. But obviously it was a big relief for me to win because game 1 he won pretty solidly. Game 2 I had like a 2 or 3 stock lead, and then he almost brought it all the way back because I was playing so antsy.
Dang.
And then game 3, thankfully for me, was a little tighter. And then I had a 6 set with Lucky. You guys should watch that set, by the way. Some of the better Fox vs. Marth that I've played.
But not good enough.
Not good enough. Not yet. I mean, but the fact that I played it well and I stuck to a game plan and used things that I've been working on makes it so much easier for me to look at the set and say, this is what I need to work on for next time.
Segue, since we've been talking for a long time, sticking to a game plan. We mentioned it earlier, but Pew Pew versus Army.
Oh boy, man. If Pew Pew had lost that set, I was going to have some words about the Marth Ices matchup. I was about to lose all hope. But I was actually sitting in the crowd watching with Spark. And we were just like, he's playing the matchup like a combination of Sheik and Puff, but he has a sword. So on FD, he's on the ledge.
Yep.
He's tournament winning.
Yep.
Apparently, Ices can't challenge it.
Yep.
And when he's on other stages, he's playing Sheik.
Yep. He's circle camping him on
he's
platforms.
circle camping him on platforms. He's landing behind him, poking him with moves that are going to get openings.
This was the thing is, so Army, in his run of beating you and beating Zane, everyone was saying, holy shit, Army's so good. It's a shame he plays Ices, all this stuff. And he did look really good. And then those first 2 games against Kevin was like, you're actually not that good.
Yeah.
That's really what it looked like. He had Army just whiffing dash grabs all over the place.
Yeah.
It was sick. And then...
It fits so well for like my personal storyline with these other Marth homies that I have.
Yeah.
First of all, the Marth love was real this weekend.
Yeah.
Like, Moon and I had to play, which is always, exciting because it's kind of a toss-up when we play. And like, we had like I'm always business when it's in tournament, and I was like going for the fist pump, but he was like opened up for the hug, and it was like a really nice moment. And then me and like I wanted to avenge Zane, really badly, couldn't do it. And then Pew Pew, who's like Papa Marth, came in, took care of business for us.
I love Kevin.
We were sitting out of the tournament, and he's just like, I got you guys. And I messaged him. I was like, thank you for avenging us. And he's like, I had to do it, man. I had to.
Yeah, I do have to admit, I really wanted to see... This is the one time where I was okay with Swedish Delight beating Pew Pew, because usually he gets worked by his Fox. But at EVO, it would have been really sad if Swedish beat Armada and then didn't make top 8.
Yeah.
So that was fine. But when I did an interview with Kevin at EVO, he specifically said that he's trying to mature a lot as a player right now, and he feels like he's matured a lot. He said, I used to play like a kid, and I think that just perspective and growing has helped me a lot. And I asked him about the Marth chat you guys had, and he was like, yeah, I'm basically just trying to steal from every Marth now and put them all together into this one, gross abomination of Marth.
One thing that I've learned in my many years of trying to improve is that the less of an ego you have, the better. Like
I asked him about that. Yeah.
The more willing you are to learn from people and share information, the better you're going to be long term. Because I definitely used to have like there's ego attached to like techniques that you use.
Yep.
And like you may or may not want to steal from other people. You may or may not want to share with other people.
Yep.
Because you want to hold your tricks off. But like, look at the players who are willing to sit down and play with anyone. Zane sits down and plays with all the other top players. Amsa invited the top players in the US to learn his tricks as Yoshi.
Yep.
And he says, learn how to beat me so that I can get to the next level.
Yep.
And where is he now? In the top 10. And who's challenging him for that spot? Nobody. He's solidly in the top 10.
Yep.
Right? So that's just a quick lesson for anyone who's serious about improving. Like, the sooner you can release your ego, the better you're going to be long term. It's not about winning the tournament that's tomorrow. It's about how much better you can be 6 months from now with your attitude today.
Dude, this is why I love Kevin, too. He also shouted out, he was like, yeah, I love your podcast. I love when the episode... He hasn't listened to that many, but he has listened to episodes, and he's like, I love when the episode was everyone should wear the self tag.
Yeah.
And
Zach has listened to a few, too, he said.
Shout
outs to those guys.
I think Kevin's a very real dude. Like, I don't actually think that he used to maybe play up for impressions a bit more, but I don't think he does anymore. And that's what we talked about this on the podcast, how he knows that the self thing is a little corny, but it's a part of like...
Yeah, no, it works for him.
It's part of his mentality.
Yeah.
And he said, I asked him about that, he was like, yeah, I like sticking out from the norm, and I like having techniques that are my own, but also I want to win, and that's part of maturing. And he also, the other thing that he said that I really loved, I asked him, like, is there a passion, a vendetta almost when you play HBox since you beat him that one time? He's like, yeah, totally. I always want to play him, and I always want to beat him like I did before.
Yeah.
And every other top player, not every, but most top players I asked about that sort of question, they'd be like, no, I just try to play the way the matchup goes. It's just the same.
The things
which is such bullshit.
Yeah, the things you're describing to me about what Kevin is saying actually aligns more with like what I've been learning this year specifically.
Yeah.
He's just a little bit farther along. Like the energy it takes to fight against your perception of another player personally can actually take away from how loose you play when you're actually in the match. Like you just have to take all of the circumstances as they are and just play the game.
Yeah.
And he totally gets that.
Yeah, he does.
When he plays, he is like loose and moving and innovating on the spot.
He's like, I fucking destroyed HBox that one time. I made Rishi start pivoting. I know that's what I want to do.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
If Pew Pew had not beaten HBox at that tournament,
you wouldn't have beaten him on net play.
And up throw pivot tipper on spacies might never have become a thing, or it would have taken longer. Because I invented that summer after watching him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's weird, like how there's like a domino effect.
Yeah.
And if you guys thought we were done innovating, Mewtwo King then stole from Pew Pew for Grand Finals.
But okay, I haven't talked to Kevin about this, but I think it's probably true. Do you know where that jab F smash is actually stolen from?
Is it a PP thing?
No, dude, it's fucking Smash 4. It's MK Leo's Marth in Smash 4.
Oh.
That's absolutely what it is. Because I know Kevin watches Smash 4.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I do too.
That's a standard setup for Marth in Smash 4.
It is. I'm wondering if it's for the same situations, though. I mean,
not really.
I can see where you're coming from on that. But, like, the benefit I saw in the jab is it's, like, almost impossible to react to when catching someone trying to drift back to stage.
And it has no end lag. That's the thing. Because it's a buffer into the forward smash, basically. Like, it's a link into the forward smash without the committal of the forward smash.
Yeah.
And then Armada is such a genius that he started
air dodging.
Air dodging.
And Mewtwo King's not ready for the next level.
No. If he had been, he might have won the set.
But that's part of Mewtwo King as a player, right? Is he finds something that works and he sticks to it like glue.
But it was such a cool. I love those throw lines of adaptations that you can see in sets, and that's part of the reason why seeing a reset is so awesome, because there's more time for an adaptation.
And that's one of the reasons that Armada is the best player of all time, is because he's the master of that.
But nothing
surprises him.
So M2K hit him with it, I think, like 4 times before Armada adjusted, and then Armada hit him with the air dodge 3 times, and by the 3rd time, I was like, okay, M2K, you have to know he's going to air dodge this time. Yeah. And if he had, like, it could have absolutely closed out the set, right?
Yeah.
Or closed out, like, but...
It could have.
It was sick. That's
a testament to Armada, because it's not just that one mix-up. They're playing, like, 50 other mix-ups.
It reminds me of Pokemon. Because M2K might have known, too. I was playing a lot of Pokemon today.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of how you play Pokemon sometimes.
Armada definitely... Also, he's known for the more of the flowchart type of play, but he certainly innovates, because Melee is so freeform that you can't not innovate. And sometimes it looks like he's flowcharting, but I think that's just because that's all he needs to do to beat 99% of players. And if someone's going to innovate against him, he's going to innovate back. He's ready to do it. I played friendlies with him that morning for an hour because we both had to warm up for that matchup, and like... He was already inventing things that I hadn't seen him do before.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
I think a consistent thing with Mewtwo King in that matchup specifically has been that it seems like he has new tech when he has time to prep for it. M2K came with new tech to Summit with the down smashes and a bunch of other things. We're still seeing the turnip throws that he was doing this time are stuff that he came to Summit with, like, the last Summit 2 summits ago. I remember when he started really, really mapping out how to get turnips off the ledge and stuff, and that was when he beat Armada at that summit too, with the Mr. Saturn throw. That was so sick.
I still don't know how I feel about all the new stuff with turnips that he's using.
I don't know either.
I told you this before, because he's had all that information in his DMs with me for like a year and a half, and he just never used it
really
until like a solid year plus later.
But
this was all available to him.
But this tournament too, one of the things that I saw a ton was he would, when he was falling and ending a combo, he would go for a bear. And it would link into tipper forward smash on top platform a bunch. It caught Armada a ton, because usually what M2K would do there is he would like go for a falling weak up air or a fair where the bottom hit of it would just pop them up again or something or pop them away. But he went for the bear and it sort of just scoops Armada up and then he just goes flap and tippered him.
Maybe like a DI mix.
And he got, I think, like 3 kills with that setup. So that was cool. It was cool. I like that M2K now, when he has time to prep, you can see that he has like actual thought out new things that he's doing. It's really cool.
He's a very interesting player.
Yeah.
He's not fun to fight in Smash Masters. I can tell you that much.
Oh my, I don't even want to talk about that. I'm so angry you were last seed. It's such bullshit.
Yeah.
I legit did not watch any of Smash Masters.
You actually didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
I was like so low energy until we were playing Melee and Mewtwo King made it clear that he didn't care about the event that much. And he was like, yeah, it's just friendly. He's like, tell me who you want to play. And I was just like, whatever. Like, let's go Stadium. And he said, I'm going Marth. And I switched to Ices and I wobbled him to 300 twice. That's when I started having fun. And before then, it was like, this is garbage.
We gotta get you checked out, Rishi. That's when you started having fun.
It was so fun. I finally got a reaction out of him that wasn't like just boring gameplay. He was kicking me in person. He was being aggressive.
Did anything happen in the other Smash Masters match? I
didn't watch.
Tried to look for a Reddit thread for like
I watched?
30 seconds. Okay.
No, you saw TK's tweet about how boring it was to commentate.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna invite Mewtwo King back to the side events next year because I think he ruined his pool for 21 as well. Because it was Mewtwo King, DJ, Toussaint, and Zane. And Zane talked about how terrible it was to fight with them because they were also campy. And the other group was me, Chillin, Esam, and Amsa. And we were all aggro as hell. That was mad fun.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I lost the train of thought that we were on before with our technical difficulties.
We talked about every player in top 8 except for one. Do we want to talk about Hungrybox?
Yeah, because I don't know what happened. I mean, I saw all the tweets, but from my understanding, the first tweet where he was looking mad happened
after Armada beat him. He tweeted "fuck this" after Armada beat him.
I thought that was after Mewtwo King beat him.
Oh, maybe it was
because he looked really mad.
Wait, no, he beat Mewtwo King, dude. In winners.
Yeah. Okay,
so
I guess yeah.
He tweeted "fuck this" after Armada bodied him.
Yeah, and I just remember being confused as to like why, because the watch stuff hadn't happened yet, right? He just lost the set to Armada, and I was confused as to like why he was so pissed, because I could tell while he was on stage, that he was like really upset.
It might have just been the flight stuff. Because he
knew about that for at least the week prior.
Yeah, but I mean, once he's there and people are cheering against him, it might have just been that. For those of you who don't know, the whole thing with Hungrybox is that he went on a rant about how the community doesn't care about him because everyone gave him a lot of shit for checking his watch during his match with Mewtwo King, which he says he did, and he did do because his flight was leaving soon. He initially scheduled his flight to be able to leave when Melee Finals were going to happen, but they switched it so Melee Finals happened later than Smash 4 Finals to close out the day.
Yeah, I personally don't care that much about all the watch stuff.
I don't give a shit at all. I think it's really stupid.
I think that like there was something else happening and people attached themselves to that idea because it was something tangible. And I'm confused as to what the matter of substance was, because he was pissed before the watch stuff happened and before anyone reacted to the watch stuff. Is it just the fact that people weren't cheering for him? Because if so, that's shocking to me, because that's been his whole career and he's made a living off of that.
Yeah, but maybe he snapped this time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, right? I don't know what changed.
I was talking about this a lot in the Bad Melee Discord with people, and like, I'm sort of sick of... I've talked to Hungrybox a lot about his mentality and how people perceive him when I was writing that article about him, and like, I don't know, people have brought this up and it's semi-true. You know, I couldn't like shit on HBox in that article. It was for HTC. First of all, I don't want to. I think it's pretty bad form as a journalist to interview someone and have them talk to you and then just shit on them.
Yeah.
In most cases. And also, I was writing it for HTC, who sponsored Liquid at the time. But I was trying to point out that, like, I don't think HBox is a super likable guy. I don't think he is. I do think he's legitimately trying to be a better person. I do think that he has set that as a goal for himself.
Mm-hmm.
How successful he's being is up to debate. But the reason I started this is I do get really annoyed when people are like, yeah, HBox has done all this shitty stuff, and then just won't say what he did.
Yeah.
Because if you have specific stuff, you're not doing any good by
omitting it.
Yeah, you're already picking a fight by saying, fuck HBox, you know all the shit he's done. Just say
that you know that if people
stuff.
had to specify, then there wouldn't be as much discourse on the whole HBox issue, because most people don't actually know anything about what he has and hasn't done.
But the people who claim to know won't say what they know either, which is so annoying.
Yeah.
It's such bullshit.
Yeah.
I've said bullshit a lot, but that really annoys me, because if HBox is still doing really shitty stuff, then just call it out. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just really annoying to me. I thought this was one weekend where he definitely flipped out, like, maybe more than he should have on Twitter and stuff. But this was one weekend where it was just... I feel like everyone was just riled up and ready to go for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean... I don't know what more I have to say on that. Melee and Smash 4 communities alternated dramatic weekends with their top players.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think Hungrybox said he did an article with ESPN right before EVO. And he said, I thought about going to therapy for stuff about Smash.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to scream, because I believe in therapy as a very good thing, even when you don't necessarily have anything going on in your life. And,
I've heard that from everyone who I know who has done therapy.
Yeah, therapy's sick. It's awesome. It's just like a way to talk about and figure out your life without judgment.
Yeah.
Go to therapy, HBox. I'm not saying you need it, but there's no stigma around it. Like, because the community is horrible to you sometimes. Like, obviously, some people think you deserve it, but whether or not you do, it's obviously hard to deal with.
Of course.
As it
would be for anyone.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyone in your position should be going to therapy about it.
Actually, yeah, that's amazing advice for anyone in the spotlight for something like this.
I think I can't wait for I want to have Battle of the Five Gods again, except instead of the talking head segments with D1 or Prague, I literally just want it to be group therapy.
Yeah.
I want group therapy between the five gods.
Yeah, they have a lot in common, man. They all got haters.
That's all. I don't know. I think
what a world, man.
It's so dumb. Like, HBox is trying to be better, but is he better? I don't know.
Here's a question. Did he get booed?
I don't know. I don't think so, because the crowd mic was pretty audible and I didn't hear any
I don't think he was either.
Also, you were there.
I was like kind of in the back. But
you would have been able to hear it, though.
I would have, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I was confused, because I saw some people say, like, oh, he walked on stage and immediately started getting booed. But I think people are just confusing that with people cheering for his opponent, which I think there's a very distinct difference between.
No, absolutely.
Like, booing someone, you should not do. If you guys booed Captain Zach and Lima, like, what is wrong? What are you doing?
Yeah.
But cheering for your favorite... go for it, as long as you're not being overly obnoxious or screaming in the player's ear. And when it comes to like a top 8 stage, that's not usually a problem, because the whole crowd is going nuts all the time. You know, it's not like you're yelling insults. You're just like saying, "Yeah, go Mewtwo King, woohoo!"
I just want
it's not very difficult to find the line.
That's absolutely true.
Common decency is a good measure.
Just to wrap this up, it's dumb that I feel like I need to say this, but I don't really have any love for Hungrybox. If there's a reason why we should be like actually upset with him, like a real reason for that he's not good for our community, please let
us know in the comments.
Please, please let me know. Can someone drop the the receipts in the analog comments? I would love to know. I know, like, I don't know. It's weird.
It's a lot of empty discourse, right? Like no one's really saying anything. It's just maybe it's just that people got frustrated with all the puffs and ices, and he was the only one left in bracket at that point. And he just felt it. Maybe they're exerting some chemicals in the air that just only floaty mains can detect.
I don't know about that one.
Maybe it's like a DNA receptor.
Slime was saying, it's not a watch. It's not just a watch.
It's not at all. That was literally nothing.
No one is actually mad about the watch. They're mad
just looking for an excuse.
Well, and maybe some people have grievances with him that provided a convenient outlet for.
Exactly.
Which is great, so please air those grievances.
Yeah, whatever
I would love to know. I really would. Yeah. Not to ask for dirt, but if he legitimately is doing something bad, please.
So here's the thing. If you guys think someone just appears to you surface level to not be likable, really question whether or not you want to act on just that feeling. If your just impression of someone is, I think this person is not very likable, do you really want to act on that impression?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good.
And I'm not saying there necessarily is or is not stuff.
Even if someone is not likable. Like I said, I don't think Hungrybox is a very likable person as the person he is right now. I don't think he is. I think he knows that, too. And I think that he legitimately is trying to become a more likable person. And we'll see how that goes going forward. But the fact that he's not likable doesn't mean you have to, be a shithead.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to defend Hungrybox. Why do I sound like I'm defending Hungrybox? I'm not defending Hungrybox.
It's because people...
Oh, God.
It's okay. So here's the reason. It's because if it's always noise, how are we gonna know when we should be listening to the noise?
Yeah,
like basically, there are people who do bad things.
Yeah,
yell at those guys when the bad stuff is happening, and if there's good reason for you to be, trashing HBox or anyone else, then just say specifically what it is, because we're trying to become a community where we call out toxicity where it is and root it out.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know what else to say.
I'm upset now that I even brought it up. I'm mad that I just spent 15 minutes talking about that. It was so stupid. That's it. It was fucking dumb.
It was dumb.
It was just fucking stupid. And I'm really annoyed that it happened in the middle of an otherwise exciting,
top 8.
Cool top 8.
Yeah.
Pew Pew is number 11 in the world now. That's it. We're done.
Is he not 10 over X?
He could be.
He could be. But
he looks amazing.
But you know what he is? He's an 11 out of 10. That's for sure.
He actually looks amazing right now. He looks like the best he's ever been in his career.
Hey man, top 4, Armada, Mewtwo King, HBox,
you Marth mains just can't fucking keep it together, can you? I never know which one of you is better. It's so annoying. Obviously Zane is better than everyone, but the rest of you,
I don't know, man. Pew got 4th, I got 7th, and Zane got 9th. So there you go.
And what did Luna get?
There's your Marth PR.
What did Luna get?
13th or 17th?
So he's the best.
Luna?
Yeah, because it's in reverse order. Because obviously Zane is there, and we know Zane is better.
No.
But Luna did worse than him.
Zane can't be better because he got 9th.
No. At this tournament,
Pew Pew got 4th. I got 7th.
Yeah.
Zane got 9th. Luna got 17th. That's your order.
and Mewtwo King got 2nd.
Yeah. So Mewtwo King, Pew Pew, Rishi, Zane, Luna. Or no, sorry.
Yeah.
Mewtwo King, Pew Pew, Rishi, Zane, Jake and
Shaken. and then Luna. All right. Glad we've established the Marth PR.
That's how rankings work, man. It's the most recent results.
That's going to do it for us now. We are now pushing almost 2 hours on this episode. Yeah. So I think that's going to do it.
So now's a good time to start talking about the Smash Ultimate stage list.
And we're done. Great. Thanks for coming, guys. Sorry about the break, but I think we both needed it a little bit, too.
Yeah,
I feel rejuvenated.
Yeah.
We'll have more stuff for you next week.
I'll feel rejuvenated tomorrow after I sleep for 12 hours.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see about that. But we'll have more stuff for you next week, as always. And you know where to find us, at analogcast on Twitter, analogcast@gmail.com if you have any questions, suggestions, YouTube, or anything. Our Discord is it'll be in the link right on Twitter. You can just join it, talk to us.
Let us know what content you want.
Yeah.
We think you guys enjoyed talking with Scar. We enjoyed talking with Scar.
Really enjoyed talking with Scar. That was fun. We will have a guest next week, actually. I forgot about that. So stay tuned for that.
And if there's someone that you want to be on the show, let them know.
Yes, thank you. Exactly. And you know where to find us. It's right down there. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
See ya.